Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Royal Report. I am your Royal 2IC, and yes, we are going to do more of the Zombieland movies. And I'm not wearing a Zombieland shirt because I got a new shipment from our friends over at SOE Tactical, which, if you don't know who that is, in every single video there is a link. Go check out John and Amanda Willis, where they sell some really fun shirts and all sorts of gear and different things. Let me move the beard and show you. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. I don't know what else you could possibly say about a shirt like this for Zombieland Rules. So today we're going to do part 5 in this one, and so in that we are going to, wow, as I really mess up my lighting. Here we go. So we're going to do the next 5 in this video. All right. So this one is going to be one that we're going to have to really kind of think out of the box on a few of these, but we enjoy that because we are up for a challenge. And it's going to start off with the first one. So I'm going to move over so that way they can pop up. All right. So number 21 is avoid strip clubs. Now, in an SHTF situation, in the movie, they use that for dramatic purposes and things like that. For us, we're going to look at it in more of a broad spectrum. So, why would you avoid such places? Well, those are going to be your pitfalls. Those are your very obvious danger zones. You don't want to go there because, one, there's probably nothing of value there in the first place. Why would people go to those, places now while there's no SHTF going on currently? Well, they go there for entertainment purposes and different things like that. Okay, so in an SHTF situation, you would probably want to find places that would give you something of value. And so you're going to go to places that have medical supplies. You have, something that has food, some sort of camping gear, something to where you're going to get something of value out of it, to where it's not just going to be you're going in there for basically nothing. A place like that, what are they really going to have in there after an SHTF situation? Now, yeah, you can get pretty creative and you can be like, okay, well, it's a building that maybe you could occupy, and maybe there's, a lunchroom or something in the back. Maybe there's, something there that I can use, or there's materials that I can take or think. Okay, I get you on that. But for this purpose, it's not a bad rule. Certain places, just not worth the risk. Okay, from what you're going to get out of it, there's really nothing there in the first place. Just leave it alone. Let's move on. So rule number 22: when in doubt, know your way out. Now, that is an amazing rule. Okay, you need to put that into practice right now if you do not already do. When you go somewhere, okay, you need to know where all the fire exits are. Doesn't matter whether it's a big Walmart, whether it's a Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, whether it's a small Family Dollar, whether it is some sort of Dollar Tree or whatever you have in your local area. It doesn't matter where it's at. Okay. Even if you go to a Waffle House, you need to know where's the emergency exit. Where, if something goes down right now, where do I go? How do I get out of here? What's my different methods? If something happens at the front door, am I cornered where I'm at? If I'm going to go to Waffle House and eat breakfast, do I sit way over here to where I'm cornered and I have nowhere to go? Or do I sit close over here to where I can make a beeline to an exit, or I can get down and get some sort of coverage or something like that? So you want to have plans for strategic wherever you go, whether you're sitting down to eat, whether you're going shopping, or even just watching a movie if you went to the cinema or whatnot. You need to know where all the exits are and be strategic about what you do and how you do it. If you're going to go to the movies, it's probably best not to sit right at dead center of the theater. I get it. It's probably the better sound quality and you're right in front of it and everything. It's probably really great for the experience. But just on that 0.001% chance of something happening, you're in the absolute worst spot. Okay. So, on all of that, you need to make sure, when in doubt, know your way out. So, let's move on to number 23, Ziploc. Okay, one word, And for this one, I'm sure it's one of those ones that they put it in there for a brand name. Okay, so the little plastic sandwich baggies. Now, they make all sorts of them. Um, they're all useful. Probably the best one, my opinion, is going to be the ones that have the sliders on them uh, instead of the ones that you pinch and seal. If you have the sliders, little kids can use them. People that are elderly can use them. You can usually get those with one hand and still be able to open and close it. The other ones much more difficult when something of a small child, somebody that shakes or has hand problems. You have one hand, it's probably going to be really close to impossible to do. It's things that we take for granted is the things that once SHTF hits, you're going to go, didn't think about that. That's where this comes in is we can do a fun list and get you thinking and get you motivated and get your mind outside the box. Something like a Ziploc bag, buy a ton of them. Okay. If you go somewhere and you're in some scratch and dent store and there's, a bunch of boxes and they're marked down to a quarter because the box is torn, buy a bunch up, okay? They don't go bad. They're lightweight, they're easy to store. You can do a ton of things with them, okay? And even if SHTF happens and you have a million bags, barter with them. To have something like that of a container that is watertight, uh, you could barter with those pretty well, okay? So, Ziploc, I'm glad that they put something like that in there. Now, let's move on to the next one. Number 24, okay? Last one in this one. Use your thumbs. Okay, now let's take a step back because in the movie it means something a little different. But what separates us from the animals? Okay, most of the time people joke and go, "We have thumbs." Okay, it's true. Now here's the thing: when you have some sort of event happen, to where you get that fight, freeze, or flight response, it goes into the thing that a lot of times people immediately do this, okay? And now you're just animalistic doing what you got to do. You're either fighting or you're doing this and you're running away, okay? Here's the thing. Sometimes you've got to stop. Remember, you have thumbs and think, okay? You need to stop, analyze the situation, think things through, and execute on what is the best course of action. So for this, I'm really, really happy that they put that in there because I think a lot of people would misconstrue that or just glance over it and not really take it into anything. We're going to take every single one of these rules. Use your thumbs. Okay. Now, as we do in every one of them, let's just run back through them really quick and do another overview. So, number 21, avoid the strip clubs. Obvious. If there's a place that's not going to give you any sort of strategic value or anything of substance, the risk is higher than the reward, you should probably avoid it and stay away from it. Go find somewhere that's going to give you a much higher reward for much less risk. So, number 22, when in doubt, know your way out. Yeah, you should do that now anyway. If you don't, you need to start now. That is one that wherever you go, doesn't matter, you need to practice. When in doubt, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of my situation that I'm currently in? Where can I strategically place myself and go? If you go into a building and you can't find the emergency actions, you probably need to vacate that building and probably not go back. It never hurts. Drive around the building, see where they are on the outside, then try and match them up from the inside. Look for where it is. If I run out of the north side, I'm going to be right into an empty parking lot and a sitting duck. If something happens, I need to run out of the south or the west side. Okay. Be strategic about everything. Think everything through. And it's one of those ones, it's like insurance. Putting your plan into action in hopes that you never have to use it. Okay. What's it take? 30 seconds, a minute to look around and see all the emergency exits? Good. You got it memorized? You're done. You are done. Now you can go about your shopping and know that if something happens, I know where I need to go. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. So, Ziploc, really great. You need to have some sort of container Ziplocs are really, really great. They're cheap, they're lightweight. You can have a ton of them. They make a great barter item. They make a great storage container for SHTF. There's a ton of different uses. We could probably make a whole episode just on Ziploc. And then lastly on this one is going to be use your thumbs. Okay. Remember, when it comes to this, everybody wants to do one of these. You either take it to where you're going to fight, so you ball up. Okay. You freeze and you ball up, or you flee and you take off running. Stop, separate yourself and become human again. Think things through, analyze the situation, take the best course of action, and execute. Okay. That's the best thing that you can possibly do in a situation like that. So, with that, I hope you guys are having fun with this. Yes, I know we're kind of doing a little bit with the numbers on this one, but bear with me. There's not an even, well, there is an even amount. There's not enough to do five in every video, and this one just happens to be one of those videos where we're playing with the numbers. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys have a very blessed day. Do all the fun YouTube things. You know what to do on all that. Stay tuned. There's more information to come and more rules that we're going to go over. And with that, please remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.